There is a lot of restrictions on the nursing home, hospitals and all these things, but still every day new hospital is coming up. The same way, machines are going to come, everybody wants the sonography. It has become an integral part of our practice, and we have to go with it and we have to register. And that's why registration is the first step in starting the ordeal which you are going to pass in your future, including the PCP restrictions and everything. Just to go back briefly into the history, to enlighten you about this, why it all started. It was started by PIL, and it was a paper by Premier Institute like AIMS regarding amniocentesis and sex determination in 1980. So there was a subsequent PIL, the PIL was pending. There was a paper again by the same institute about Korean vellum biopsy and sex determination by the same institute. And then court had to intervene, and there were directives given by the court to the center to formulate the act, which, if implemented, hopefully will bring down sex selection and selective feticide. And that is the result we are facing it. The story, as you say, it has been already told, it was formulated in 1994, implemented in 1996. Maharashtra was the first state to implement it in full form, full phase. And then there are many subsequent PILs, and they were filed by the NGOs, Sehat, but one of the representatives was with us today. What I told them, I'll tell, if time permits, I'll tell what I told them in the morning. But preconception and technique prohibition, because amendment considered to emerging technologies, like NIPT and all these things, they're technologies. And there are various technologies. People started sending their blood sample to Singapore and get the sex determination done. And everything was prohibited by bringing amendments, which have been very nicely discussed by Dange Madam. And they have already done my half of job, including the registration. So, a new pass-out gynecologist or radiologist looking forward to start an imaging center or a hospital well equipped with the ultrasound machine, or a person highly qualified in genetics wants to start a department of genetics in a well-reputed hospital, really does not know where to start. He tries to buy a USG machine and is advised to get registered first. This is the commitment has come on later on. And then the questions come, who can register? It has already been discussed. I'm not going to repeat it. Where to register? It has again been discussed to great extent. So where to register means which premises to register. And it is very clear the law that you have to register the premises. You have to give an address. That's it. And still the interpretations are so varied that in Solapur, one of the advocate who was posted, a very fresh advocate from Solapur, who came to get involved in the PCP committee, came to inspection, and she really held the doctor at ransom for shifting the machine from one place to another. Actually, I had to intervene at that. I had to tell the lawyer the interpretation of the act. Still, she was not satisfied. She sent a notice to the concerned consultant, and we gave an appropriate answer to that notice, and the things settled down. But things are like that appropriate authority are interpreting in a various way, and that is really bringing doctors in trouble. But the law is very clear, and if it satisfies the appropriate authority, most of the times, like Dange, who are cooperative, most of them are cooperative, like Dr. Dange, and they are satisfied and they don't take any actions, and that is good for all of us, because we can, at least to a certain extent, practice peacefully. And how to register, and that is the procedure. I'm going to be very brief so that more time can be allowed to the next speaker, because this is a technical thing. But think that you have to follow the certain protocol, and that's important. That's why you have to bring it to notice to everybody. The sections that are important to us are just to revise that. Section 2, which gives definition from the Act, I'm telling you. Which Section 18 deals with the registration procedure. Section 19 deals with certificate of registration. Section 20 deals with cancellation. And Section 21 deals with appeal. Well, the rules that are 3 and 3A deal with minimum requirements. It's a big list of minimum requirements of what is to be done. And then Section 3A deals with the sale of USG machine. That is amendment of 2003. 4 deals with registration proper, 5 deals with application fee, 6 deals with certificate of registration, and 7 deals with validity. These are very, just to revise the sections which we are really concerned with the registration. Rest of the whole act is applicable, there is no question about that. Now who can do it? It has been very nicely told by Dr. Dange, and I need not repeat it. The qualifications, everything, 300 hours, etc., everything has been considered. And this is where to do, places to be registered such as OPD, clinic. If it's only OPD, You have to register it in the same premises with giving the address proof. If the OPD is incorporated into the hospital where you can use it, a whole premises will be registered. But if it's OPD, believe me, you just cannot take the machine out of OPD. Because it's the only OPD that is registered with PCPNDT Act. Then there is a multi-specialty hospital and all these things. The address mentioned on the certificate. If you have read the certificate carefully, the address is mentioned on the certificate. And you cannot move the machine outside the address which is written on the certificate. That is very clear about it. Let's be very clear about it. The address is mentioned on the certificate, hence any change in address or location has to be informed to the authorities within 1 month. Now this has been changed to prior 1 month, right? So this was contested. Gitendra has clarified, maybe subsequent lecture, he will clarify what was the interpretation of the court in that prior to, but there are some exceptions are given. In a large establishment, the place must be designated for USG activity. So in a large estimate, I said that suppose this Grand Sheraton is registered for PCPNDT Act. Can I move my ultrasound machine from kitchen to this hall and from that to some guest room? Well, it's not that easy. Because in a big hospitals, you have to designate certain area to ultrasound machine. But that is not prescribed by the law. But then the authorities can take objection that you are moving machine anywhere. So you have to label that room of ultrasound machine and you have to keep the machine as far as well, unless otherwise emergency needs it, you have to keep machine there only. Where to register? Where? Appropriate authority. Who are the appropriate authority? In a corporation area, there is a medical officer health. In other places, through assistant deputy director of health services or DHO or civil surgeon in district places. These are the authorities you have to apply to them. The civil surgeon for the rest of the district through proper channel, that is through DHO. Application for register, Form A. It has to be in duplicate with an affidavit specifying for which it is us, that is USG, Korean Well Biopsy, etc. Now you know that there are 5 indications. And you have to get registered or get noted down every activity you are going to conduct. Suppose you are going to have a genetic laboratory, suppose you are going to have a genetic counseling center, suppose you have ultrasound machine 3 under one roof, all 3 activities must be noted down on the certificate. If not, you have to get them added by specific application to that. Otherwise, if you are going to noted down only ultrasound machine, you can do only ultrasonography. If you have done only medical genetics clinic, you can do only medical genetics practice over there. You cannot do ultrasound. That is clear. You have to get notified each and every activity for which the PCPNDT registration is given to you. Then there are documents are the degree and degree registration certificate, experience certificate, etc., which have already been talked about. Then the details of USG machine, make, manufacturer, model, and portability goes without saying that all these are noted on the form, on the certificate. If there is a change in the machine, you have to take a prior permission and get the machine number and everything changed. Now every machine is also given a specific number. So sale or new machine must get a new number. If you are buying a 5th machine, you must get a 5th machine, get it endorsed on the certificate, get a specific number to that machine and keep it pasted on that machine. So things are very clear about it. There is no dispute about it. You have to follow these. Further formalities, fees have already been described. 25,000 for standalone and 35,000 for multi-specialty. Half of them for renewal. Undertaking on 100 rupees stamp paper that no sex selection or sex determination and such a display shall be prepared. Once you submit the application, do not forget to get the acknowledgement, which tier slip, which is just below the form, application form. Yes, just 2 minutes, and immediately hand over delivered, and next working day if it is posted by form. Certificate B, the appropriate authority issues it in duplicate. One, you have to display at a very conspicuous place. It has to be given within 90 days. There is a deemed permission, which I am not going to tell, so some other speaker will cover it. It is a non-transferable. Any change has to be endorsed. Or the new owner, there has to be a new application. It is in duplicate, as one copy has to be conspicuously displayed. Validity is for 5 years. Renewal of certificate, there is specific talk on it. What if center is not registered? Appropriate authority has a right to seal and seize the USG machine or any other equipment capable of sex determination. The owner can get the released with time fine 5 times the application fee, but this is a long down procedure and undertaking that it will not be used for sex determination. I'm sorry. In the new amendment, it has been removed. I agree, yes. It will be filed criminal case, yes. Yes, I agree with you.
सर जी माइक ले लो, क्या पोस्ट प्रेंडियल सेशन है ना?
Yes, I agree. What Gitendra told is that this clause has been removed. I'm sorry for inclusion, but this has been removed and it has no excuse like 5 times and that cases will be directly filed. Amendment, these have been discussed already. Cancellation, suspension, I'm not going to details, but there is a availability of appeal to section is this amendment. Aggrieved party can appeal for registration within 30 days. It's, I'm not going to, let's just to come to the last part and I'll finish in 30 seconds. This is the checklist. What you have to checklist for new registration, renewal of ultrasonography clinic under Act, application 2 copies, affidavit containing undertaking from owner as per format in PCP entity book, written right only concerned center as sonography, etc. Remaining center name should be deleted. Degree certificate of doctor, certificate of having undergone 300 hours of training, title fundamentals in abdominopelvic ultrasonography as per amendment dated 14. Certificate of registration of doctor with state medical council, both graduate and postgraduates. Details of place where center is to be established. Now there is a discussion whether the map is to be submitted. I don't know the map is required by the appropriate authorities or not, but the address of premises is sufficient enough. That's what I suppose as per the law requirements. Details of machine has already been described. Form B in if it is renewal, then you have to submit both the original Form B, that is the certificate issued, and the requisition letter to issue new or renewal of the PCP entity license, etc., etc. Then for genetic counseling center, genetic laboratory, clinic, ultrasound clinic, or imaging center. As Dr. Bharati had raised the question, imaging center is included. These are the fees. Application has to be in 2 sets with self-attestation. Self-attestation is good enough, and a demand draft drawn in favor of whosoever the authority is. The fees for the renewal certificate are changed as well. And this is what I can tell about in brief about registration. More aspects of the law or rest of the things will be covered in the upcoming lectures. And thank you very much for your patient listening.